Good afternoon, UAW Local 862, brothers and sisters. First and foremost, trying to do the best I can, and we're wearing our red in Solidarity Day on Wednesday, and also trying to put forth that purple. It's about as close as I can, being colorblind and making sure that I got a purple top on, and recognizing our sisters of the UAW. Today is National Women's Day, so we want to recognize all the strong sisters of UAW Local 862 and our UAW International and across our great country and everything that you do to bring us where we're at today and being a part of the solution. And thank you so much for your continued service, your valued opinion, and your solidarity. We honor you today. Brother Cotton is our guide on the UAW 862 Executive Board. For those of you who might be new to the UAW, and I wanted to share with the membership what we got going on for St. Patty's. So with that, Brother Greg Cotton has got and done all of the proceedings to get us ready for the St. Patty's Day.
Yes, and we are ready to go. So if you want to be part of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, we're going to meet here Saturday, March the 11th at 9:30 a.m. And then we're going to be caravanning down to Mid-City Mall on Bardstown Road. It's at 1250 Bardstown Road. And the parade stage is at 12 o'clock, and we'll hit the parade from there. Tomorrow, I'll be going to get all the packets and all the stuff ready for the parade. We will have shirts to hand out, so if you want to get here a little bit early on Saturday, we will have some shirts for you guys to hand out.
Participant buttons.
Participant buttons. I also have just a few more. So if anyone wants to give me a buzz or hit me on Facebook, I got a few more cars that we can drive. I have about 14 cars total. So maybe 2 or 3 spots left over. So first come, first serve on that also. So anybody who wants to go, like I said, bring your family, your friends. If you have any kids under 18, every kid needs to be
accompanied by an adult
if they're going to walk in the parade. So we do have stuff to give out, beads and candy and things like that, and buttons. So just make sure that you get here nice and early. And like I said, we're going to caravan down to Bardstown Road as soon as you guys get here.
We'll have coffee. We'll make sure we get some donuts stuff here.
Coffee and donuts will be ready to go when you get here.
Absolutely. Greg, thank you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
It's going to be a great day. Every time we have a parade, you kill it. And I appreciate you
no problem.
Getting all the vehicles together, because we're going to showcase all of our wonderful products.
Exactly. I got one of everything.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you, brother. Outside of the parade, I want to talk about some important things. Subcouncil 2 meeting next week in Detroit. So all North American Assembly plants and all the North American language, the North National language proposals will be accepted and written as submitted. They then will be reviewed by the elected delegates of Sub 2 and processed for the procedural movement, where all UAW negotiations will be supported by the Collective Bargaining Convention held the 27th through the 30th of March in Detroit, Michigan. And again, Greg, you're going to be with us on that. We do an excellent job. All those delegates that went before to the Constitutional Convention will be a part of the Collective Bargaining Convention, just as they were before, but working in a separate navigational purpose, right? So this is going to be specifically for all of our negotiating purposes for all sectors across the UAW. As Vice President of Sub 2 myself, I work with President Steve Gonzalez, Recording Secretary Dwayne Walker. There are also other locals to support the Sub 2 presidents, building chairmen, and then the aforementioned or before mentioned process of the physical reports from the chairman. So the chairpersons come and give a report of what's going on in their local facilities. If it's a Kentucky Truck Plant, it's John Jaggers. Again, Louisville Assembly Plant, Brandon Rice-Singer, and they'll give a report of how many members are there, how many grievances we got, what's in first, second, third, what's going on, our shift schedules, any issues that seem to be problematic that might be trending in a direction to where we want to make sure that the other locations aren't experiencing the same thing. So again, we're bouncing off each other, making sure that we're covering each other's backsides, right? Being our brother and sister's keepers. So great opportunity for us to navigate and move forward. This is a very important subcouncil. You know, we came together before, and this is where the rubber really hits the road. When we get these proposals and we couple those, Greg, with a constitutional convention, all those constitutional proposals that were sent in, and we've got every one of those reviewed. I'm also the chairperson of the Constitutional Convention of the Collective Bargaining Convention, and there's 11 of us that have went through every single proposal. We have made sure that those proposals fit in those subcategories. If it's data collection, if it's collective bargaining, if it's group insurance. So these general and overall, we got to remember, we're not just auto. We're agricultural, we're auto, we're gaming, we're higher education. So we have to make sure that we're encompassing the core values of the negotiations, right? And those values of those proposals that are able to be put into words that can give leverage to those national proposals, the leverage to take to the companies, and then they see all of our membership voting to support those proposals as a whole. So as you're around more, we try to educate, you'll see more of the picture come together. But it's very important that we push through this and make it happen. I'm very proud that Local 862, specifically in recent years, and I want to say the last 5, have positioned our initiatives and our top priorities into the process as a level like nothing in the past. So when I say that, whether it's our app and how we communicate, some of that transparency that we've talked about in the leadership and we want to see from top down, we're actually navigating that through the Constitutional Resolution Committee and actually writing proposals that, backed by letters to the President's office, this is where we need to go, and we're actually moving that needle. And I'm very proud to say a lot of this is coming out of the work that we've been doing at Local 862. Very important to have that streamlined process. We not be myopic and super focused, but we still want to maintain that centrifugal type of path, if you will, and keeping mindful of the constitutional process, the national forward process, and our international union when it comes to collective bargaining. Our FOC Conference, our Financial Officers Conference, is being held right now in Texas. We've got all of our executive board officers from Vice President Marcus Shekels, along with Rodney Janes, Financial Secretary, Donna Totten, our Treasurer. And then we go into our trustees, Jason Hill, Edith May, right? And also Melinda Dow. Then we have our regional representatives and then our international reps as well. And again, some of those that have gone up, Scott Edwards, Terry Niehaus, those folks that have moved up to the ranks, and they're there as well as 862 members. So they're there this week trying to get any new updates, also meeting the new Secretary-Treasurer, Margaret Mock, and her team. Of course, that team has changed. We need to be able to navigate appropriately with the new leadership so we can do the best we can for Local 862 and our international union. One thing that's very important is you'll notice in our online magazines, we have spoken inside the magazine. We've highlighted about strike prep, being ready. We've got slideshow that we're getting ready to put out on how that process will work, the training, how it will work. We'll have a town hall at the Kentucky Truck Plant and the Louisville Assembly Plant Union Halls. We'll have more than one just to try and assist our membership. So if you're from either plant, you can go to either meeting. We did it before and it worked out well. We did it in the gymnasium. So we want to make sure that we have that and we go through that and inform the membership to the best of our ability of what to expect upcoming with that process through electing, having an election for a strike vote, the potential strike, and or being prepared for an actual strike if a strike were to happen. Then hopefully we'll know the outcome on this international race, right, for the president and the vice president race, hopefully soon by the end of the week, if not the first of the week. We need to get through that process and re-engage again starting next week, sub-council, and then moving into our Constitutional Convention, and again moving our UAW International Union and membership forward. One thing is important to remember, Kentucky Truck Plant and the Louisville Assembly Plant, local contract proposals. So if there's something that is a rule in a local contract book that affects you or someone else that you want to see changed, you can put in that proposal into your bargaining unit or bring it to the union hall. The deadline on those proposals at both facilities is not to cause any confusion for both KTM and LAP is March the 24th of this month, and that'll be the deadline for the local union proposals, so make sure you get those in. And then finally and foremost, I want to thank everyone for supporting the Office of the President, myself, Todd Dunn, in being able to do more, if at all possible, for us as a labor union. Again, we are moving forward with the Labor 3 Committee. That's 3 labor liaisons that report to, with, and through the mayor's office and the deputy mayors of Louisville in order to head off any issues, whether it be public sector unions, private sector unions. Myself of Local 862, along with John Stovall, Teamsters 783 president, and then Carolyn Kane, representative of IUE CWA, makes up the Labor 3 Committee. So we're working hard to put together that process. And again, having having that relationship with the mayor's office, having that relationship with the governor's office has already shown for us as a union, right, as a local and as an international, and as a UAW4 department, we've been able to move the needle, and we've been able to help the citizens of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, especially with this new battery plant. And one of the things that we've talked about before is the priority is looking at not only the Louisville assembly plant, but all assembly plants across North America, and making sure that we have product through the next agreement before product's considered anywhere else other than the United States of America. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you this weekend at the St. Patty's Day Parade.